5 seconds to go. Embarking on a long legal journey affects the legitimate owner the most. The official said that a change in the survey numbers sometimes led to false claims. Hence, the landowners should closely watch any change in land survey details whenever name transfer is not made and the purchaser of a land does not pay taxes in his her name, it paves the way for land grabbers to create fake documents. Land grabbing need not be confined to professional offenders. Sometimes the owners of land adjacent to a property in prime locations also have a shot at encroaching upon a portion by manipulating records. Having come across many such cases, the official said the first sign of trouble would be seen when a surveyor is brought in to measure the land for fencing the property. Many fake documents arise out of cases in which landowners settled abroad issue power of attorney to an agent to proceed with the sale. We simply go by the power of attorney document and believe that the endorsement claimed to have been made by the Indian Embassy or High Commission is genuine. But in many cases, these transactions have turned out to be fraudulent. In March 2022, the state government directed the registration department to initiate criminal proceedings against those involved in fraudulent registration of documents. Section 68(2) of the Registration Act 1908 empowers the district registrars to conduct inquiry into complaints of fraudulent registrations. If such an offence is made out, the inquiry officer will have to pass orders directing the registering officer to file a police complaint against the frauders. The government also introduced another provision, Section 77A, in the Registration Act, which enables officials to cancel registration of documents if a complaint is received about forgery or impersonation and a subsequent inquiry confirms the allegation. In the notes of submissions which have been tendered before this court, an alternative perspective on facts has been sought to be established. We are not inclined in the exercise of jurisdiction under Article 136 of the Constitution to reappreciate the findings of facts which have been arrived at by the High Court. It must be noted that the High Court was exercising its jurisdiction under Article 226 of the Constitution to review the findings of statutory authorities and bodies entrusted with requisite powers under the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 and the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. Apart from the exercise of jurisdiction by the statutory authorities, the proceedings before this court had been preceded by an evaluation by the High Court which is not shown to suffer from error that would warrant the invocation of the jurisdiction under Article 136 of the Constitution. No special circumstances exist which justify the exercise of discretion by this court nor is the conscience of the court shocked by the judgment of the High Court. There is no doubt that the closure of the industry is not a matter of first choice